I'm Eli Allen. I lead the Metro Baltimore Demand Generation Program. And so we're creating placement opportunities for graduates of the weatherization training program by educating homeowners about the investments they can make in energy efficiency through community organizing, and then connecting them exclusively with contractors that have agreed to hire from our training program and only from our training program, which is neat too because they're getting business from other sources as well, and they're also using that business to hire from the Baltimore Center for Green Careers.
Good morning, my name is Raymond Jester. I'm part of the training team here. I'm actually the training coordinator for Baltimore Center for Green Careers, and in that capacity, I do a lot of recruitment, going out into various agencies, building some partnerships, working with our training classes when they come here, anything from interviewing our candidates and applicants, answering questions for them, returning emails, returning phone calls. So a lot of that process, getting people into our program, comes from our training team.
Jessica Smoser, and I'm the project manager for Energy Ready. It's our social enterprise arm, and we do a lot of the same. We do any grant type homes or DOE grant homes, which is low-income housing as well. And we also do private home performance. And John also mentioned, we'll go into it later, that as part of the three-part model, we do two different things. We have the trainees come work with us for the 2 months. They're on-the-job training, which is invaluable to the employers, as opposed to just certificates. And we get a lot of our home performance work that is the private work from the UIS program, which for Baltimore, which is upstairs.
I'm John Mello. I'm the project director here at the Baltimore Center for Green Careers. There's more to this team, obviously, the folks are engaged, but we're happy to have you here and hope that this is fruitful and beneficial.
The program manager for weatherization in the state of Delaware for 2 of the 3 counties. So we're responsible for Kent and Sussex County. The organization is a nonprofit 501c3. It's also a community action agency, first state community action agency.
I'm John Matejko. I'm the Delaware Interfaith Power and Light. I'm an architect in Lewis, Delaware. I'm broadly interested in sustainability issues and particularly focused on preparation for high heat events.
Hi, I'm John McNeil. I'm with the West Center Cities Futures Council. I'm fairly new to the board, but I'm here to acquire any information how we can incorporate your process, especially administratively, and hopefully we can get a tad bit on how you acquire your funding to duplicate the same process if possible, or partnering with state, city, and local governments, and hopefully that can take place.
Great. I'm Ed Klinge, and I'm working as part of economic development with the West Center City Futures, which is the organization that you folks came in to meet with initially. We're trying to bring development right to the streets and make that more holistic. I wear 2 other hats, and that is I'm part of the Interfaith Coalition, Building Blocks for Wilmington, to organize the faith community to get out in the streets and work neighborhoods. And I'm also on the board of Delaware Power and Light.
My name is Tunde Hiroshima. I'm in the Mayor's Office of Economic Development for the City of Wilmington. My presence here primarily is to see how we can, from a holistic standpoint, how the city can revitalize each of its neighborhoods. And we see this work that you guys are doing here as very critical and vital to economic development. So as part of our assistance to the West Center City, we want to see how we can replicate some of these initiatives, and how we can use that as the vehicle to reduce crime in the city. When you engage your youth, you know that crime goes down.
I'd say no one that works here, everyone that works here, I would say lives within 2 miles from the farm, which is cool. You know, it makes it more of a community aspect. There's actually one other school right over there. And you know, if you ask any of those students, without fail, their favorite thing is growing their own food. So they decide what they want to grow, they start the seeds themselves, they transplant it, they harvest it and take care of it, and then they decide where the food goes, whether it takes it home, you know, sell it with our farm sale, they decide.
Now, if you were in our shoes starting up, what would you have us think about?
Civic Works has another program called Project Lightbulb, which engages AmeriCorps members in going out into low-income homes and doing some very basic installations, so literally twisting light bulbs, changing out incandescents for CFLs, and then doing things like teaching homeowners sort of the most cost-effective ways to use their thermostat, things that they can do around the house, wrapping their water heater in their pipes. So that program does literally the exact same installation in every home it goes into. It does huge numbers. They've done, I think, something like 2% of the housing stock in Baltimore City. They're still plugging away.
Research showed that these neighborhoods were considered food deserts, controversial term, but whatever, low access to healthy food, you know, a wealth of options that are unhealthy. So yeah, food access, number one. Number two is to provide opportunities for experience-based education.
Good.
So we have a full-fledged education program list. We just finished a field trip here. There was 25 students from a local school. They just drove away before you guys got here. I was hoping you would get here on time so you could see that. But that's cool. I mean, field trips happen throughout the year, like maybe 3 to 4 a week during this time of year. So provide opportunities for experience-based education. We believe that's kind of a function of food access. Sure, it's proximity, sure, it's price, but it's also familiarity. That's, you know, that wealth of knowledge that's in the seniors class, that they know about healthy food.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know about healthy food. Now the
Okay.
kids are starting to learn.
That's cool.
So familiarity.
That's really cool.
Yeah. Number three is to grow urban ag in Baltimore City. So not only have our impact here, but to inspire other urban farms throughout the city. That's part of what the Farm Alliance is helping kind of facilitate. So we kind of demonstrate a model that's financially sustainable, or at least strives to be financially sustainable, so that other folks can come and visit and be like, oh, this is what it means. This is how it's set up that it works. And you know, 4 or 5, depending how you look at it, past employees have moved on to either start or work on their own urban farms in Baltimore City. So slowly, you know, we're just one farm, but slowly but surely, we're helping grow other urban farms in Baltimore City. And then the fourth part of the mission, which is woven throughout all of it, is just this idea of environmental stewardship. You'll notice a lot of features on the farm that deal with our watershed. We sit at the headwaters of the Harris Creek watershed that goes south, down through Baltimore and empties into the harbor. So our stewardship of the environment, mostly seen through our sustainable farming practices, it's all about watershed, which is a concept that kind of links us with those neighborhoods. There's a big campaign called Harris Creek Connected, which is, you know, trying to get everyone to kind of coalesce around this common cause of the watershed. Picking up litter is a big issue in all of these neighborhoods. We go to all the neighborhood meetings every month, and illegal dumping and litter is like what everyone complains about. That's like a consistent theme.